Good afternoon. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? You're knowing what you're wanting. Have you noticed how your desire continues to evolve, to become more? Do you like that? We do. Are you appreciating the contrast around you that causes those new desires to happen within you? That variety is what keeps everything expanding. It is what puts the eternalness in eternity. You are vibrational beings, and you're here in this body for a while with very powerful intent to explore your exposure to contrast, to feel the hatching of new desire within you, and then to follow that vibrational lead to the fulfillment of it, for the fun of it, for the joy of it, for the joyous expansion. Because you cannot stop your expansion. You can't stop it, but you can hinder your awareness of it, and you can slow your movement within it, which isn't fun. That's what negative emotion is. It's your indicator that life has caused you to expand vibrationally, but because of your physical thoughts, you're not keeping up with your own expansion. So there's a tug of war. That is what negative emotion always indicates. The negative emotion that you might feel, whether it's strong like insecurity or fear, or lighter like annoyance or frustration, all of those feelings of tension that are negative emotion always mean that the non-physical part of you, who was non-physical before you came into this body and still is, the non-physical part of you who is aware of you in every moment of your physical time, aware of you and what's on your mind, what you're exposed to, what you're asking for, and where you are in relationship vibrationally to everything that you want. Your inner being has a focus, an opinion, a knowing that is the dominant vibration within you. It's like your soul center, some say. It's like your awareness of your true God force. But if you get out of alignment with it, like your inner being knows your well-being, and when you don't, you feel negative emotion. Your inner being adores you, and when you're mad at yourself, you feel negative emotion. Your inner being sees the value in all who surround you, and when you don't, you feel negative emotion. Your inner being knows the reason that you're here. When you're confused, you feel negative emotion. Your inner being knows the value of your beingness, the worthiness of your being, and when you question that, you feel negative emotion. When you are following the lead of your own expansion, you feel exhilaration, you feel eagerness, you feel openness, you feel good, you feel vital and alive. And so that's mostly the basis of everything that we will discuss here today. It's all about you and you. It's not about you and your mother. It's not about you and your lover. It's not about you and some rascal who is unwilling to contour their life in order to be something that when you observe it, you will like it. You don't like it when others need that from you. Can you imagine being so conditional in your love that you create a big bulletin and you distribute it worldwide? It's got your picture, different poses of you in different situations, eating, walking, running, contemplating. In other words, it's a really nice brochure that you've distributed worldwide, and it says across the top, this is me and these are the things I need from you in order to keep me happy, which is what I want. And then you just list all of them. It's a long list. It's a bit ridiculous, we know, truly complicated and impossible. Or you could just set your tone and let the law of attraction bring you what you like. You could just focus upon what you do want and let that be the predominant trending of your life, rather than focusing upon what you don't want and letting that be the predominant trending of your life, because you are a vibrational being focused in a vibrational world, and the law of attraction is matching up those vibrations and bringing you what you think about. What's active within you is what comes to you, and we know it is so confounding at times. You want to say, give me a break. You say that to us. You want to say, Abraham, really, am I the one that always has to do the calibrating? Can't somebody else calibrate? And we know when you are looking at or with someone or something that is pleasing, we know it feels good when someone holds you as their object of attention and they're tuned into their own source energy and they're flooding that love and appreciation, acknowledgement all over you. We know how good that feels, but you must not need that from others, because that is not a reliable source of your connection. They're flaky. They don't mean to be. They are self-absorbed, and that is a much better thing than you want to admit. Sometimes when people listen to us, usually briefly, they'll say, Abraham, you teach selfishness. We say, yes, we do. Because your point of self, that's your point of attraction. Your awareness of self, that's what matters. But it's yourself and yourself. It's your physical self and your inner self. It's your physical human beingness and it's your inner beingness. There is a convergence of that happening at all times, and you are the only one in your human form who can stray from who you are. And we know, you say, oh, there are so many reasons for me to stray, because look around, look at all of that stuff that is wrong or that I don't want or that I don't like. And we say, we know, and we call those your important step one moments, where the variety helps you to discern wanted or unwanted. And when you see something that you feel you do not want, simultaneously, this is important to note, you launch a vibrational rocket of what you do want. In fact, you are creating much more of your reality by knowing what you don't want, because you know, the universe knows explicitly, precisely, accurately what you do want when you are focused on what you don't want, because those things are one end of the stick and the other end of the stick. So you're launching that rocket of desire, but most of the time, dear human friends, you don't go with your desire. You defend why you want it by pushing against what's wrong otherwise. So you hold yourself unnecessarily in defense of unwanted, and without realizing it, in defiance, your own defiance of what you do want. So what you want doesn't always flow easily to you because you're so wrapped up in what you don't want. Meanwhile, what you want has been launched. It is part of your vibrational reality. We've given your vibrational reality the name your vortex because you launched it, and the law of attraction is gathering all of the cooperative components, and there is a synergy there, and your inner being, that non-physical part of you, is at the center of that vibrational reality, focused precisely and with no resistance. Not one worry about you not getting it. Not one worry about your unworthiness. Not one worry about why it is taking so long. Those are your worries. Those are your reasons to not let yourself be one of the cooperative components. But your inner being stays focused. And now we want to tell you the most important thing that anyone could ever say to anyone. When your inner being is focused on your behalf, in a non-resistant state, which your inner being is always in, the attraction power is indescribable. It creates worlds. The magnificence and the momentum of your desires that are being summoned to this vibrational beingness is indescribable, but it is real. And when you don't let yourself relax and be called to that flow, you don't feel good. And the more important it is to you, the worse you feel. So that is really all you need to know about who you are and how your life works. The rest of it, you get to choose, moment by moment, day by day. Nothing off limits, no one against you from the non-physical. Your source energy knows you, knows why you came, knows what you're about, knows what you want. And in every moment, that non-physical inner being, source energy, knows exactly where you are in relationship to everything you want, and is always calling you, always has a next idea, which if you're chilled, if you're relaxed, if you're aligned, if you feel good, if you're happy, if you're in love, if you're appreciating, if you're looking at positive aspects, if you're relaxed, if you're in meditation, if you're in any of these states of well-being, which is non-resistant, you are one of the cooperative components, and you're being gathered to that idea and that idea and that clear thought and that clear thought and that person on the elevator, that person on the street, and this and this and this lottery ticket, this way of traffic, this exit, this. When you are in the flow with who you are, your life is humming along with good things happening to you, sometimes multiple things simultaneously, and anybody who doesn't understand what's going on would look at you and say, what is going on with you? Why do you get the best breaks? Why are you always the happy one? Why do things keep turning up right for you? What's going on with you? And in most cases, they will not be able to hear you at first when you say, I finally began to accept that I'm good, and I stopped railing against anybody who doesn't agree with that. I finally came to accept that others mean well no matter what they're doing, and I stopped railing against them too. And then they will say to you usually, oh, you're one of those. So you just ignore reality and you just put your head in the sand. You say, I don't ignore reality. I observe it all day, every day. I devour it. It's the stuff that I'm made of. It's my decision-making power. The variety is how I choose. I don't ignore reality. And you might want to tell them you create your own reality. You might not. You might not want to tell them that. It's good if you know it, though. And it's good if you know that they do too. Because when you accept that everyone really is getting what they think about, whether they want it or not, it might put you in a personal place where you want to think more deliberately. But the best way to do that is to feel on purpose, to care about how you feel. To care about how you feel. Because how you feel is a precise indicator of where you are in relationship with everything that you have become vibrationally and everything that you want.